effort to eliminate property taxes for Oklahoma homeowners. Sounds like a great idea, but it has leaders in local governments and school districts warning this would be a colossal disaster. News 4's Spencer Humphrey is here with more on both sides of it. Spencer.
Yeah, Kevin, eliminating property taxes for homeowners certainly would put a lot of money back in the pockets of Oklahoma homeowners. Many of them are living on fixed incomes and could use that financial security. But it would also essentially bankrupt Oklahoma school districts, cities, counties, and career techs into non-existence because without property taxes, they'd have pretty much no funding.
As long as we continue to give them money, they will continue to spend it.
State Senator Shane Jett thinks governments in Oklahoma have too much money.
They're addicted to the narcotic of spending other people's money, and that money needs to be taken off the table.
It's why he joined up with State Representative Jay Stiegel and former State Rep Mike Reynolds and filed this paperwork Friday, seeking to circulate a petition to get a state question on ballots that would let Oklahoma voters decide between keeping or getting rid of a major source of government funding: homestead property taxes.
For allowing the people of Oklahoma to vote, would you like to be able to live in your home with the peace of mind that if you can't make the tax payments, the government can't come and take your home away from you?
If his proposed state question were to get on ballots and pass, Oklahoma homeowners would see their property tax bills cut by 1/3 in 2027, another third in 2028, and go away completely by 2029, taking away a combined $1.2 billion a year in tax revenue from Oklahoma governments. Jett says it's a no-brainer.
We're righting a wrong. They should never have been taxed on their homes to begin with.
But local government officials like Oklahoma County Commissioner Jason Lowe say it's more like an idea with no brains behind it.
This is irresponsible. This is reckless. This will effectively eliminate county government. It would effectively destroy our public education system. It would effectively destroy our career techs. This is a bad deal.
He says that because property taxes are what gives school districts, career tech districts, cities, and counties a majority of their money.
70% of property taxes go towards education. And right now we are 50th in education, and we're not going to get better if we eliminate these property taxes statewide. Like, where are you going to get those additional funds when you cut property taxes?
That's a question we asked Jett.
Do you have any ideas for how, if these taxes were eliminated, to ensure that schools, for instance, don't lose out on any funding?
Yes, it is clear when you look at the state budget that our public schools are the #1 funded, and most of the dollars that are collected in taxes go to our public schools because that's a priority. So that priority is going to remain. All we're doing is shifting the burden from the homeowners to other sources of revenues, and then their elected officials will sit down at the table and come up with a plan on how to properly fund those services without preying on the homeowners to do it.
Talk about elected officials need to come to the table, come up with a plan. What's your plan?
Well, at the end of the day, it's a matter of us coming to all of us participate in the budget process on the House and the Senate side.
So I just want to be clear. Do you have any alternatives that you can offer for how this $1.2 billion shortfall could be made up?
We're asking state agencies to come up with recommendations for 5 to 10% cuts and cut them across the board and then reallocating those funds where they need to go.
Jett suggested the state could dip into its $1.3 billion rainy day fund to make up for the $1.2 billion annual loss in homestead tax revenue. That would leave the fund empty after a little over a year. So what about after that? Jett says governments like school districts could simply
do more with less. If you have less income, those superintendents who are getting paid quite well are going to pivot and look at how can we do more with less.
They don't. They just don't have an answer for it. Cutting someone's salary 10%, 20% is not going to fill the gap of the amount of monies that come through as far as property taxes for the state of Oklahoma.
And at the end of the day, for Lowe, it all boils down to a question of basic priorities.
We need to have a revenue source to make sure that our roads, our bridges are taken care of, to make sure that there's a proper education for our kids in the state of Oklahoma. We need a revenue source, and right now that is property taxes.
Now, it might go without saying, but Senator Jett is emphatically supporting people to sign the petition to get that question on the ballot, while Lowe is emphatically urging people to absolutely not sign it. Now, there is still a legal process that has to play out before the group behind it can start gathering signatures. We'll keep you updated.